This week, the pool allocation draw for the Sevens Rugby World Cup takes place in Moscow. And last weekend in Rio de Janeiro, the final round of qualifying took place for both the men's and women's tournaments.
It's an amazing city. There's all sorts going on, and just the passion of the people and the whole culture is just, it brings a richness. I think it's going to bring a greater richness to rugby and world rugby right across the stage. And again, everyone's building up for Rio 2016, and to have this tournament here and the organisation has been fantastic. I mean, it looks great. There's some good rugby being played out there. There's some great passion, some great defence. So I think it all points well for a great Rio 2016 and for developing rugby and sevens in South America again.
We're placing huge emphasis on the Rio Olympics in 2016, which is why we've been hosting this tournament here for the last couple of years. We're also investing in Brazil as well, which is the 6th largest economy in the world, and we've high hopes for the Brazilian Confederation.
The men's tournament consisted of 2 pools of 5, with the top 2 from each group proceeding to a round-robin contest to determine the eventual winners. Argentina have already qualified for the World Cup and, with Uruguay, topped their respective groups in this tournament, to be joined in the last 4 by hosts Brazil and Chile. In the women's tournament, the defending champions Brazil topped their group to secure a place in the last 4 against Venezuela, while Uruguay, with a 100% record, set up a semi-final against Argentina.
It's a young region, if you like, in terms of the development of the women's game, but it's certainly gaining momentum. From meeting with the unions and the region here, they're very committed to the growth and the development of the women's game. So I think that we're really seeing it's going to take off from here, which is really exciting. So we want to increase the numbers of girls and women playing the game right across the region. And we also want to see them playing in more competition, which is something that the IRB are committed to working on with the region.
Back in Rio de Janeiro, and it was down to the last 4 in the final qualifying round for the Sevens Rugby World Cup, the draw for which takes place in Moscow this week. In the women's tournament, Brazil began the day with a comfortable 34-0 victory over Venezuela to secure their place in the final, where they'd meet Argentina, who beat Uruguay 17-7 in a keenly contested second semi. The men's tournament was decided by a round-robin contest between the 4 leading sides from day 1, and there were few surprises when Argentina and Uruguay secured top billing, following wins over Brazil and Chile, respectively. With Argentina having already qualified, Uruguay's place in Thursday's draw was therefore secured.
As players, our minds will be totally focused on this. It's a dream, but we need to prepare very well, and we can't hold anything back. I was fortunate enough to have played in a Junior World Championship, but this is different. This is a Senior World Cup with the best players in the world, and we need to be very serious about how we focus on it and prepare.
Despite losing out on a place in the final, there was still plenty to play for between Brazil and Chile in the 3rd place playoff. The prize for finishing 3rd was an invitation to take part in the Hong Kong Sevens and a chance to secure core team status. With so much at stake, it was little surprise that it was closely fought. 7-all it finished, with Brazil claiming 3rd place by virtue of having scored more points in their previous matches. In the final, Argentina beat the defending champions Uruguay to claim their first CONSUR title since 2010.
The 3 teams that finished behind us have all been working so hard, and I hope they continue to grow.
In the women's final, with 5 minutes remaining, Brazil appeared on course for victory, having opened up a healthy 20-point lead. Despite conceding 2 late tries, they held on to secure a 9th title in a row. Victory for Brazil confirmed their recent domination of the Sevens game in the region, but there's still much to do ahead of the main event in June.
There's still a lot of training to be done. The Brazilian Federation has made the team semi-professional so that we can train together and compete with the very best teams in the world.
The lineup for the Sevens World Cup now complete. Brazil go into the draw alongside 15 other teams, with Australia hoping to successfully defend the title they won in Dubai. They'll avoid their nearest rivals in the opening stages, with England, Canada and the USA in different pools. In the men's tournament, 24 teams are involved, split into 6 pools. New Zealand are the #1 seeds and therefore will avoid the other top sides: Fiji, South Africa, England, Samoa and Australia. And we'll have that draw from Moscow's Petrov Palace in next week's show.